मनोभूद्यहङ्कार चिदानिनाहं न चाश्रोत्रजीवे न चाघ्राणनेत्रे न चाव्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायो चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न चाप्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायो न वै सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशा न वा पाणिपादं न चोपस्थपायो चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मे द्वेषरागो न मे लोभमोहो मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम्
जीवित हो माँ तेरी जय हो, तेरा ही विजय हो, तेरे गीत से आज जग ये जीवित हो तेरे गाँव के खेत भीगा रहे हैं, तेरे गाँव के खेत भीगा रहे हैं, तेरे आज नगरों में जय जय की धूम है, तेरे आज नगरों में जय जय की धूम है। तुम्हें देख के ये जगी दीन दुनिया, तुम्हें देख के ये जगी दीन दुनिया, और वो गा रही है कि माँ तेरी जय, और वो गा रही है कि माँ तेरी जय हो, माँ तेरी जय हो, तेरा ही विजय हो, तेरे गीत से आज जग ये जीवित हो माँ।
मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलाय गरुडध्वजः मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्षो मङ्गलाय तनों हरेः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो जय जय माँ, 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 जगत जननी जगदम्बिके हे माँ, हे माँ, जगत जननी जगदम्बिके हे माँ, हे माँ, मैं आठ प्रहर
Hello everyone. Jai Shri Mataji, a very, very hearty welcome to each and every one of you. So wonderful to have you all here. Really, really happy to be back here as well. I'm feeling much better. I'm actually feeling really good. So thank you all for all the love that you have showered, for all the abundance, for all the personal messages. And apologies if I haven't been able to reply yet. I'm trying, but sometimes there's only so much you can do. But please know that all your love has reached to me, and it has just opened my heart so much more. So thank you so much again. Just so lovely to have this beautiful community here. And a very, very hearty welcome, like I said, to today's session. As you would have seen, this is the video that was on your screen just before. That is the altar at our home. So that is the full thing, the full disclosure of the full altar that we have. What you've seen before is just a small part of it. And we just felt like there's no need to overwhelm anybody right from the beginning. But that is the full altar. And I cannot tell you the phenomenal vibrations we get from there every morning. It is just so nice to have a space where you can just sit, and it is so soothing and calming. You light your incense stick, you light the candles, you offer some flowers, buy some flowers, decorate the altar. It is, I cannot tell you, we get the morning sun in that room. First thing in the morning, we get the early morning sun, and the room lights up in the morning with such beautiful glory with the sun. And it is just so nice to have that space. We feel very lucky and privileged to have a space where we can sit and meditate. And which is the reason why we kept encouraging all of you to create that space, because you can't miss it. When you see a dedicated space for meditation, you're crossing and you feel like, oh, I haven't had my meditation yet. And it's so inviting, it invites you to go in, sit, and prioritize yourself. Take some time to meditate, take some time to look after yourself. And when your day starts with that intention, with that attention which has moved inside, it just flows so beautifully throughout the day. I cannot tell you, it is something that you have to experience. So it's something that I would really, really encourage you all to just create. If you haven't already, create a space and sit and have a meditation in the morning and see what a difference your day is going to have. If you meditate in the morning, have your foot soaked before sleeping, and it's just life-changing. Again, this is not to say that life will not have obstacles. There are always obstacles, and those obstacles are only for growth. So you will all go through challenges in your life, but facing challenges is going to be so easy. And coming on the other side is going to be so easy. Seeing the perspective is going to be so easy. Seeing the blessing is going to be so easy. And like I shared in the message yesterday, the only transformation that is possible is within us. Once we are different, we are changed people, we do not collect anger, we do not collect resentment, everything on the outside becomes better. So it's all about us, really. On that note, today's session is a really special one. We're coming close to finishing. Because we've never created a series like this before, so there's been a few changes, because we're learning as we go, we're changing as we go, because we are creating a format that we've never done before. So there have been a few changes. We were supposed to have a Havan on Saturday, which was yesterday, but unfortunately, we couldn't work it out. There were a few constraints. We've had a storm season here in Queensland. We've had constant rains. And for conducting a Havan, essentially there is the fire element, and it has to be done outdoors. So unfortunately, it was not possible or feasible to conduct it in the given circumstances. We've really had a lot of rain here in Australia. And so that didn't work out, but we will be having a session on Saturday next week, which is going to be a puja, which brings us to today's session, because today's session is all about letting you know what that means. Now, I grew up in an Indian household, and we all, no matter what culture, no matter what religion, no matter which country we come from, we all have some sort of ritual that we follow in our house, in our home. Our parents might be following it. We may or may not be. I, for example, grew up as an atheist. I wouldn't say atheist, but I just had quite a bit of a scientific brain. So I never really believed in organized religion, and I didn't believe in a lot of the rituals, but my parents were very religious. They did quite a few things. They celebrated festivals, and they would have different things to do with different festivals around the year. And I'm sure it's, no matter what culture you come from, we all have seen that in some form or the other, irrespective of what our personal belief or faith is. Now, when I came to Sahaj, and it's sort of the realization hit that, there was such a change in perspective towards things, because my scientific brain started getting answers which it was looking for. So for me, it became very clear that it is about the 7 virtues. So the 7 energy centers to me represent the 7 virtues. And that is what simplified everything for me. So there are 7 virtues which are innate within us. We were born with them, and over time we lose them. Our journey towards our realization is about getting that knowledge again that we've forgotten, to understand the 7 virtues. And in the challenges of the world that we live in, we still become virtuous people again. We uphold our virtues no matter what challenge life throws at us. We hold onto our dear virtues, and that's the transformation. It's like rewiring your brain by telling it that it has to stick with those virtues no matter what. For example, forgiving. It's when you don't collect that anger, when you constantly keep saying that, no, I'm not going to shout, I'm not going to get angry, you're rewiring your brain and achieving those virtues back in yourself. At some stages in life, holding on to those virtues becomes very, very difficult, which is why we meditate, because meditation gives you that energy to constantly reload yourself with those virtues, get rid of all the toxins that we have collected, help your liver function better, get rid of thoughts which are negative. So you start with meditation and end your day with meditation. In between, there are some energy centers within us which are naturally very strong. For example, some people are naturally forgiving, some people are naturally generous, but some things in us are innately not that strong. So while meditation helps in energizing all the energy centers, all the virtues within, it's taking that one step further and understanding that the source of all these virtues are these deities. Now, irrespective of whether you choose to believe in these deities or not, let's just say they are the source of all these energy centers. They are sort of, for example, we know Sri Ganesha is the bestower of innocence within us. He looks after he governs the first energy center. Or we have Sri Vishnu, who governs the Nabhi, gives us generosity, peace, and satisfaction. Or we have Sri Christ, who is on the Agya, and he gives us the forgiveness, looks after our ego and superego. Or we have the 10 primordial masters like Sri Guru Nanaka or Sri Muhammad, who really give us the strength of character to become our own guru. So they are the reason why we have those virtues. So every time we have some festivals, like for example, if we have Eid or if we have Christmas, those festivals are a very good opportunity to really energize those particular energy centers, which may not be strong within us. So it's like that time of the year when you sort of take permission from those deities that we would like to meditate upon that energy center so that our virtue inside on that particular energy center or that aspect becomes stronger. That is what we call puja. Now, when this information came to me, then pujas sort of started making more sense, because it became a reason for us to meditate. It became more logical, more balanced, more centered approach as to why I am doing it, because I found my why. I did not see any reason in doing any puja before, doing any kind of religious activity before, because it didn't make any sense to me. But with this perspective, everything made more sense. That, okay, if during Christmas, it's a very good time to offer a puja to Shri Christ, Jesus Christ, who we celebrate his birthday. But then he came at a time when the world needed forgiveness. And what a great example he set by forgiving, even though he was crucified. We can't beat that, nothing wrong can happen to us. So even though with small things, we collect so much anger. So this time of the year, it becomes so nice to take the opportunity to offer a puja, which is in a way taking permission from the deity, from Shri Christ in this case, to open our agya a bit more, to make sure we don't have any negative thoughts, we don't collect any anger, our ego does not come in the way, because we all know ego stops us from learning, it stops the growth, because we feel like we know everything, I know everything, or I know too much. And that is where we stop growing. Because once a sponge is completely saturated with water, you can't fill anything else in it. You have to squeeze the excess out. And that's only when you dip the sponge in water again and it will absorb. So we have to have that open mind and an open agya. And Christ is the bestower of that. So December becomes a very beautiful time to please him and say, I want an open agya. I want to get rid of all the negative thoughts, negative energies, my ego, my superego, my bad habits, my anger. And it works. All we have to do is desire that for it to happen, and it works. So on this coming Saturday, we will not be organizing it on Sunday. We will be organizing the Christmas puja on Saturday, and we humbly invite all of you to please graciously be a part of our celebration. We see you as our family now. The puja will be at the ashram here that we have in Bamuran in Brisbane. This is where it's like a property in the countryside. I've mentioned this before, where we all get together every Saturday physically and have a meditation. So it would be so nice if all of you, through Zoom and YouTube, if all of you can join us on Saturday evening. And so it's going to be roughly around the same time, because we are organizing it at the ashram for not in our own homes. It might take a bit longer for us to sort of work out a time, but it will surely be on Saturday, not Sunday. It will be Saturday, and we would love to have you all. Our entire collective here, we're about 50, 60 people who meditate here in Brisbane, and we will all be there. And we would be honored to have your company, for all of you to join us on that day, so we can have puja and meditation together. It's going to be full of music. We're going to have live music, as we always do. We're going to have celebration, meditation, puja, and we're going to share a few more things that you can do from your side, so you feel like you're participating with us. But on the surface, I would say just keep a couple of hours free and enjoy the celebration with us. It is a very good opportunity to really, really remove the tightness that we have in our mind, in our brain. So look at it as an opportunity that this particular event on Saturday will really help me get rid of all the thoughts that keep stretching my brain and keep sort of tightening my mind. It'll be a very good opportunity to get rid of all of that. So just keep an open mind and just come to experience what we experience every month and the reason why we are who we are. And if you've enjoyed being in our company, even the slightest, or if you feel like we are people who are nice, and the reason why we are this way, it is all because of the meditation. So like I said, we humbly welcome you all to join us on Saturday. And we would love for each and every one of you who've been through with us since August to please experience this, because the puja that we're having on Saturday, we cannot repeat it for you. We won't be able to do it again anytime soon until next year somewhere. So it would mean the world for us if you can join us. And so just come with an open mind. We do not need anything else. Like I said, Sahaja Yoga is always free. There's nothing involved. Before I pass on the baton to Auntie Debbie, who's agreed to do a beautiful meditation for you and build on the concept of puja a bit more, I just would like to read a small excerpt given by Shri Mataji. I shared a little bit of it on the phone, on the announcement that I put up today, but I would just really like to read out a small excerpt that Shri Mataji has given. So just give me a second and I'll open that. So the excerpt goes like, so this is from a talk given by Shri Mataji. And a lot of you might have this question, what is puja? So this is the answer given by Shri Mataji herself. Somebody had asked her. So the question is, what is puja? Puja is also a means to enter into the infinite. What is namaaz, the Muslim prayer? It is a mantra to enter that infinite. What is a prayer? It is a rendition to enter into that infinite. But without permission, without connection, there is no meaning to these. You can do as much puja as you wish, but it is worthless. Only today, a lady came to me saying, Mataji, I have a lot of heart problem. I said, what mantra do you take? She said, I take Om Namah Shivaya. Now see, the name of Shri Shiva, who resides in the heart, it is impossible for a person's heart to be troubled if he has attained Shri Shiva. Now she's chanting Om Namah Shivaya, and her heart is having problems. How is that possible? I just thought of him and her heart became all right. Shri Shiva was awakened over there. What is the difference? The only difference is between her and me that I am connected to Shri Shiva. I have taken permission from him. If you have to go to somebody's house, then you have to take permission from them. Now, if you have to go to Justice Vaidya's place, and if you just go banging on his door, then you will just get arrested. But if you go to him with protocol, take his permission, well, he will welcome you. He will say, come have a seat. So without connection, whatever puja or worship takes place, that too, when it goes in extremes or out of balance, becomes harmful. So that is just a small excerpt given by Shri Mataji that I just read out to you. It's a full talk which we can share. I can share the transcript after today's session. But this just goes to say that anything which is done by just the mind has no meaning. But when we are connected innately from the spirit, and when we offer a prayer or a puja in reverence because we are connected, knowing who we are offering the puja to, which deity, for what reason, what quality do they bestow, it becomes enlightened. And that brings a transformation in us every time we do it. And that is the reason we do a puja. So on that note, I'm going to pass on to Auntie Debbie, who's going to start today's session. So please stay with us. We have a beautiful session planned for you ahead as well.
Good evening, everyone. Lovely to have your company with us. I've been reflecting on what Manika's been saying and also thinking about the journey that we've been on with a 21-day program, which started as 21 days and has since gone to, 5 months program. And I was thinking about where we have travelled in that time and how we have grown in that time. And not just for the new people, but even for us practitioners, the opportunity that we've had to grow and to have the depth and to develop that depth within us. And that wouldn't have been possible without having the new people coming along and joining in and giving us that opportunity to grow within ourselves. And it's been a fabulous journey. And I think we probably all need just to take a moment just to think about where you've started from, like in those first times when you came and logged on just through Zoom or through YouTube, and where you were at that point of time, and the emotions, feelings, thoughts that you were probably experiencing at that time. And then through these programs and also through the mentoring, how you've been able to grow and learning the tech, be able to use those techniques to help you with your growth, whether it be just doing the meditations, whether it's doing the foot soaks and the meditations together. You know, you may still be only able to meditate once a day or once every couple of days, and maybe not quite foot soaking every day, but you can feel within yourself that you're building, that you're becoming stronger, and that you feel that connection to your spirit within. And with this culminating activity that we have coming next Saturday, as Monica was just talking to you about, this is like bringing all of those elements together, this whole journey, this whole connection to your spirit, to the divine energy within us, and to be able to really take it to that next step, to go that little bit deeper, to really have a fuller understanding of where you're at and where this journey has taken you. So by doing the puja, it's just really developing a vibrational awareness and a connection to the divine, just that little bit more. And I was thinking before, I was talking to Monica earlier, and we were talking about like the essence of puja, and what does that actually mean, and what did it mean when I first started. And I didn't really have an understanding of that when I first came. So I thought to myself, I might just look up the meaning of the word essence, because through that, then I can probably communicate further, a little bit more of understanding for you for puja for next weekend. And the first explanation that it gives, it says, the intrinsic nature or indispensable quality of something, especially something abstract, which determines its character. And I really thought, you know, that really sort of explains the puja. What is the intrinsic nature or the indispensable quality of puja? And for me, it's that vibrational awareness. It's being able to enlighten my whole subtle system to a whole new level. And as Monica was saying, you know, we're going to be like worshipping Shri Jesus, and that ability to be able to improve our forgiveness and our compassion. You know, that's the quality, that's the intrinsic nature. And we have these chakras within us, and we have these deities there within us that help to give us these qualities, that the more that we clear, the more that these qualities become stronger within us. And even though it may seem a little bit abstract with what we say, or speaking about vibrations and the deity and that, it actually, through that abstractness, we actually feel it with the vibrations, and it determines our character. And it determines our character because these qualities become stronger within us. And this time, you know, we recognizing the work of Jesus, you know, that ability to be so forgiving, so compassionate. At other times, you know, we would be looking at, say, Sri Krishna, that ability to be able to use overshooties with dignity in our speech, with sweetness in our speech, without using sarcasm or criticism, and not to feel guilty and to see the play. So even though it may seem abstract, there is those deep qualities there, and it helps us to determine the characteristics that we develop within ourselves. And the other meaning to essence was an extract or concentrate obtained from a plant or other matter and used for flavoring or scent. And I was thinking, you know, it is, we're extracting the vibrations in a puja. You know, we're extracting those vibrations. We're recognizing Shri Mataji for giving us this ability, for being able to come and to give us this knowledge, you know, and to share this knowledge with us. And that, you know, this, we use this, and it's a flavoring, and it is a scent, because the flavoring is those qualities within us, you know, and the scent is how we treat other people. That scent of kindness, that scent of love, that scent of open-heartedness that we have built there within us. And so I guess that is why we find puja so beautiful to do. It gives us that ability to build this scent and this flavoring within us. And even though it's a little bit abstract, it becomes an intrinsic nature within us. And all of these deities have those qualities. So by worshipping different deities at different times, they're the qualities of the divine. We see the divine as one, but there are qualities, and these deities represent those qualities of the divine. So on that note, hopefully that has explained the essence of puja. We will also, in a few more minutes, listen to a talk by Shri Mataji, and she goes on to explain puja and also sort of the technical side, a little bit of that side to it as well. So let's just take a few moments now just to be in that lovely meditative state before we listen to Shri Mataji's talk. So if your eyes are open and you're watching me, let's just together close our eyes, and let's just, if you've got glasses on, it's good to take them off when we go to meditate. Let's put them just beside us. Let's be relaxed, and let's just take a few deep breaths. And as always, which has just crossed my mind, let's just tie up our kundalini and let's put ourselves into bandhan, because that really is the best thing to really bring us in to that meditative state. So with our full attention, let's raise that kundalini within us. And express that desire through our actions, that we want our attention to be up here, to be able to be in that witness state, that detached state, that thoughtless state. And again, the third time, and 3 knots. And really tie our attention up there. Let's now just put ourselves into bandhan, so going left to right. And again, keeping the attention steady up there above the head. And let's wrap ourselves in those beautiful vibrations that are flowing around us. And this helps, as you know, to balance our subtle system, bringing the left to the right and the right to the left, so that we are in the center. Palms upwards on our lap. And just allow those thoughts to be evaporated by the vibrations. Thank you, Mother Kundalini, for giving us this ability to be in thoughtless awareness. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for being the source of this information. And thank you for giving us this self-realization. Thank you for allowing these vibrations to flow through us. And thank you for nurturing us, wrapping us up in your love and your care. Thank you for taking away our worries, our concerns, and for giving us that peacefulness within. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for giving us that connection to our spirit. And may this light of my spirit shine through me. Let that joy flow through me. Thank you for allowing me to grow each and every day. And Mother Kundalini, thank you for helping to develop all of these qualities of the deities within me. And let's just do some nice, easy, deep breathing. And let's allow that energy to flow through us completely. And while we're in that beautiful meditative state, let's listen to a talk of Shri Mataji about puja.
Alright, first I would like to tell you about the meaning of puja. There are two aspects. One is the aspect that you have got your own deities within yourself, and these deities are to be awakened within you. Deities are the different aspects of one God. So on one side you have the deities, is the aspects of God which are all the time awakened. On the other side you have your own deities which are sometimes awakened, sometimes half awakened, sometimes sleeping, and sometimes sick. So you have to use two methods. One, to please the deities of God and to ask them to bless your deities, or to ask them to awaken your deities. So by doing the puja means when you offer anything that you have got to offer, anything that you offer is say flowers. If you want to offer flower to God, you don't have to speak anything. You have to just offer that this is for you. Anybody can understand offering is for that. You don't have to have even a tongue. Even if a blind man is there, if he wants to give you something, he can just give you like this. And that expression is sufficient for anybody to be convinced that it's an offering. You don't have to say anything about it. But now, when you are a realized soul and you offer anything, it is acceptable to God, even if you don't say anything. But what about you getting any reward out of it? After realization, when you offer anything to God, He accepts. Because it's coming from a realized soul, so He accepts. Now, how do we get blessed by Him? By giving a flower to God. Now, if you don't say anything about it, you just offer the flower, then you might be rewarded with many flowers automatically. Or you may be, whatever material things you offer, you may be blessed materially. Then in a subtler way, if you say something, as you say for offering somebody, that humble way of saying that I'll be happy if you would accept this, will be even subtler results of that maybe, which would be much wider, maybe much deeper. Now you do something symbolic, which is very the essence, the principle of something. Like flowers are the represent the principle of the Mother Earth. Now, so the symbolicism of all the things that we can offer to God has been meditated upon and has been found out. So they use 5 things called as Panchamrita, as we have here.
Ils ont utilisé ça.
Because if you have hit the principle, then you have really hit the whole, isn't it? Because spiritual well-being is a total well-being. It's not just partly that your material well-being or your physical well-being or your emotional well-being or your mental well-being. It's a total one, completely balanced into totality. Now when you offer these other things like the why these we call them akshatas, these with the this what do you call yellow thing? Huh? Turmeric rice. See this yellow thing. You see. When you offer this, you know the yellow color is that of the Swadhisthana chakra. And rice is very dear to all the gods. Now there's a trick in it because it's a human trick. Gods are fond of rice. So they put turmeric on it. Means that we offer to you a rice which is yellow colored, means you should give us blessings of our creativity. When you eat it, more creativity will flow and we'll be blessed by that creativity. It's a trick. The whole thing of puja is the trick of human saints. You see, how to trick God to give more blessings. But whatever God likes has to be auspicious and holy. So ultimately it works out for the holiness of saints and their simple hearts. Now the puja cannot be done by a person who is not a realized soul. A person who preaches also has to be a realized soul. The one who does namaaz has to be a realized soul. The one who prays has to be a realized soul. So all the utensils that are used are to be worshipped in a way that they are to be holy things. They are to be respected things. You cannot use anything save the one you are using in the bathroom and use the same thing for the puja. It is absurd. Three things are very important. Is a ghata, this one is the vessel. Vessel that contains the kundalini, the vessel that contains the primordial desire within us to get to God is first to be worshipped, our desire. Is the ghata, is the one made here. And on top is called as a Shri Phala. Shri Phala means this also has got water in it, if you see. This coconut has, this represents, the coconut represents the same thing. Now in the subtler form, it is the water of all the rivers of the world, rivers. And the coconut is the water of all the oceans. The water from the ocean or sea rises through the tree trunk of the coconut and becomes sweet water in the coconut. It's a symbolic thing. So this is the vessel called Ghata Puja. This is the Ghata Puja. Now I don't want to go to details today because we have to talk about Ganesha. The same is, now that is water, alright. Then we have to worship Ghanta and Shankha. These are two representing the sound.
Adesso Ganta e Puja che sono la...
Actually the Shankha represents the ether. Then we have the Deepa, this one. Is the light, represents the light element called as Tejas. Normally also to the goddess they also give her a fan which represents the air element. So this is how all the 5 elements are pleased beforehand using them. So the essences of these, or the causal essences of these 5 elements should be pleased at this time.
Ainsi,
Should
avant,
be supporting the puja. Now there are also all kinds of other things like your family deities you might be worshipping in your family, some deities, they should not be also at this time upsetting the puja, or maybe the forefathers who are dead. All these things are to be quietened so that they should be told that this is a puja like this and you do not disturb us at this time. Means even thought should not come, their thoughts or their any disturbances. So everything is to be first made into peace. Now we come to the second aspect, which question I asked you, how do you get benefited by it? So apart from this technique, to have the best effect or the blessings or the best flow of the grace within us, we say mantras. The sound of mantras resound, echo into the being of God, and they are re-echoed on our chakras, and then the chakras start opening more. So the flow of the grace of God is received. But only a realized soul should chant a mantra, because without connection, how will it reach God? It is a vicious circle. Now one may say that, Mother, you cannot get realization unless and until you get the grace of God. And the chakras won't open by a person who is not a realized soul. Without opening the chakras, you cannot get realization. That's how the play of the Mother comes in, and of all the saints like you. I would say the Sahajogis have to break this vicious circle. You have to raise the Kundalini yourself. Once you raise the Kundalini opens the chakras a little bit, because you have given your vibrations to the chakras.
Parce que vous avez donné vos...
So once she knows there is a Sahajogi standing behind the seeker, she rises with confidence. She knows you are her brothers and sisters, and that you belong to the same family as she does. She knows the land where she has to grow, see, so she can feel that, and then she rises in her dignity. That's how she breaks this vicious circle. That's why in the beginning we don't tell them about the mantras. Because in the mantras you have to accept me as the deity. In this advent of mind, it is made compulsory that you have to recognize me. Because this is very precarious, the resurrection time we can call it, or the time of your last judgment. First the realization has to be given without any recognition. But not to those who are denying or insulting me. Under any circumstances they cannot get realization, whatever you may try. Even after realization, if people start thinking against me, vibrations will stop. And the heart has to be completely in unison with me. Otherwise, Sahasrara is closed. Now those people who are simple, who are full of open hearts, you see, such people understand me very well, and they just put me in their hearts. After realization, after going through the understanding of Sahajoga through their mental activity, also the intellectuals understand me and recognize me in a little circle. After the puja, when they receive the blessings in a very blissful state they achieve, then they realize the value of puja also afterwards. Now in India, where the puja system has been traditionally coming and has been maintained quite a lot, they understand it without any mental processes. But when they meet somebody, an intellectual who has become a Sahajogi, you see, they can't understand them. They don't want to listen about it, the whole rigmarole of the whole movement of the brain. And some of them who try, you see, little westernized, they try, you see, they develop an inferiority complex. But there is no need to understand it with mental, to all the time analyze it through your mental process, and then to understand everything, and then become Sahajogis with the heart open. rather very circuitous. But what to do? They have gone that way, so they have to come that way. Because even if they become Sahajogis, they start questioning and thinking about it and worrying about it. So the false people just mesmerize them and take advantage of that mesmerism.
Yes.
So one should not feel bad. If you feel like analyzing, you should go ahead with it. Because I cannot stop your speed. I am not going to mesmerize. In Sahaja Yoga, the freedom is to be respected. But we do not allow people to come for puja who have not achieved a certain amount of understanding mentally of Sahaja Yoga from the Western people, not in India. But here there is a restriction. Because supposing in India, I do not explain to them, they don't want to know. They know that they'll get vibrations. They already know about vibrations, so I don't have to tell them you will get more vibrations. If they get more vibrations, they know I am the Shakti, that's all. I don't have to explain. Like as you can make out which is the best wine, they can make out who is the real person. Now once in a puja, I had about 6,000 people had touched my feet. So I said in a puja, now please don't have people need not touch my feet. I said it. But they thought it was Dhumal who suggested, so they all got after his life. They said, you only want to take all the blessings from others' feet and you didn't want us to take it, and they got out. Another thing is, you see, in the West, I never used to make the Panchamrita with my feet but with my hands, because here people would think that that's a dirty thing feet is and we should not have of the feet, you see. But actually the feet are very powerful and they can never be dirty. Like the river Ganges has vibrations. And if you have the water of Ganges, you will see that it will never be dirtied. On the contrary, whatever are inside that, because it's never sort of very kept clean, whatever dirt has gone into it, it settles down and doesn't dirty the thing at all. It's very clean water, all the time vibrating. So one must understand whatever is pure, which is responsible for purity, which is the source of purity, can cleanse any impurity. So how it can be impure? But with the brain, if you think it, it's so limited. You cannot think of something which is just the embodiment of purity.
Take me in your arms and
Let's just meditate for a few minutes.
hold my total being is yours. I return to ocean. I am Take me in your arms
Okay.
and engulf me.
Well, that was just fabulous. So thank you for joining us tonight. I feel very blessed and in a wonderful state of thoughtless awareness. I hope you've been able to achieve that as well. And don't forget, next Saturday with the puja, Nanika will send out information as the time gets closer. But I hope that through tonight you've been able to gain a bit more of an understanding of what will happen next Saturday, that there will be a puja. Nanika and I were able to give you a bit of an overview of a puja at the beginning. If you were able to be logged on at that time, you would have seen Nanika and I washing down the photograph and putting kumkum on it. And that is a smaller example of what you will see next Saturday. There'll be more people, be slightly larger, and you will see that there's different parts that we do in the puja, and it's, I was going to say, designed that there's certain, I guess, protocols that we follow to help build the vibrations of a puja, and those vibrations then flow through to us. And I guess really one of the last messages that I would say for you is that always at the end of the puja is just to allow that time for the meditation, because the vibrations are really flowing by the end of the puja. And it's really good if we've, we don't have to run off, that we make sure that we've logged on and we give ourselves plenty of time. A couple of hours is great. And to sit there afterwards and to be in that meditative state and to be able to absorb the vibrations, it really is one of the important parts to be able to do that. So I hope that through this program tonight, we've given you a taste of puja, an understanding of what puja is, and that your desire to come and join us next Saturday has helped to build that as well. So I'll just check with Monica if there's any more announcements or anything else that we need to add for tonight.
Just that we will have a session on Wednesday as well.
Yep. And there is the session on Wednesday of this week. So we've got Wednesday evening, and then we've got Saturday as the culminating end of our journey through this 21 days. It's probably more than 21 by many times over. And the other thing, of course, is to remember to make that connection to your local Sahaj collectives. If you're feeling a little bit unsure and not fully confident to be able to do that, talk to your mentor, because I'm sure they'll be able to help you connect you with somebody in your local collective. And it doesn't mean that it's the end. If you have built a wonderful relationship and friendship with your mentor, doesn't mean that we're cutting ties. It just means, I think we spoke about this the other week, about being part of the collective, being involved just that little bit more, and having those opportunities of really connecting with other people who are in your local area that are meditating as well, and to have that joy of being part of the collective. So, like I say, if you're feeling not 100% confident in being able to do that, talk to your mentor, and they will be able to do assist you with making those contacts. So join us on Wednesday evening for our next session, and definitely we look forward to having you next Saturday with the puja from Wamyang. So on that note, let's finish by tying up our kundalini and putting ourselves into Bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji. Thank you very much for joining, and look forward to seeing you on Wednesday evening and then again on Saturday.
All of you are in my heart. And I love you very much. And I want you people to come as soldiers to fight with me. It's possible with the power of love, with the power of love, with the power of love.
Shri Mahalakshmi Saraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini Moksha Pradayini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Bolo Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi ki Jai.
So thank you so much to everyone for joining us today. It was a pleasure having you all, and really enjoyed sharing our beautiful altar with you along with the vibrations. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Feel free to take a couple of minutes of silence because we will be ending the meeting in a couple of minutes. So just continue being in that state of meditation and enjoy the bliss, enjoy the silence, and we will see you again on Wednesday. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Mataji.